I wonder what the Archbishop of Canterbury would have said if someone had suggested, this time last year, that he would be celebrating the Holy Communion for Easter 2020 on his kitchen table. The coronavirus pandemic has brought massive change to many aspects of life, including, of course, the ways we mark our faith. This week sees the beginning of Ramadan for our Muslim friends and neighbours. Ramadan is a month-long season of fasting and prayer, but it's also a time for families and communities to gather as they break the fast at dusk in iftar celebrations. And these meals are also an opportunity to share food with poorer people, as part of the Ramadan encouragement to help those in need. And this year, it will be different in many ways, with communal prayer and shared meals out of the question, as Easter has been so different for the worldwide Christian community. Yet, for Muslims and Christians alike, some things remain the same. First of these is the longing to sustain a life-giving relationship with God in prayer and worship. As we discover fresh ways of using new and old resources to stay in touch, so we find new ways of worshipping God, together and as individuals. Sometimes that means a quiet time with a candle. Sometimes it means a really loud YouTube worship session. I hope that each of us is discovering our own ways of being in the Lord's presence. But alongside the longing to worship is the desire to care for others. There are some for whom this crisis has brought little change, except to make a bad situation far worse. I'm thinking of old folk who are housebound already and dependent for company on visits from family or friends. Little has changed for them, except that now their visitors have to stand on the street and have a conversation from a distance. Loneliness intensified. I'm thinking of those who already needed to use food banks to get to the end of the week. Anyone who's involved in supporting a food bank will tell you that the need is growing and growing as families face greater demands. I'm thinking of those who were already living with the horror of domestic violence. Earlier in the month, the UK's largest domestic abuse charity, Refuge, reported a 700% increase in calls to its helpline in a single day. The pressures of living together in a small space are becoming too much for some to handle. We need to hold on to our desire to stand alongside those in need. We need to ensure that we don't allow our own concerns and anxieties to cut us off from a Christian response to the difficulties people face. Someone asked Jesus once, "Which command is the greatest?" The answer was, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and you shall love your neighbour as yourself." Though much is changing around us, some things don't change. Let's trust in our unchanging God as we share in this prayer offered by the Reverend Caroline Ryder. Resurrection God, I thank you for this new day and for your promise to make all things new. I thank you for your steadfast love and eternal hope found in Jesus Christ. I bring to you now my hopes, desires, needs and concerns. I trust that you will hear me and help me. I pray for your church, Easter people, frightened, weary, yet hopeful. May we all know more of your love and provision at this difficult time. Help us, wherever we are today, to bear witness to the good news of Jesus Christ, who died, is risen, and will come again. Thank you for this unchanging Easter hope. Amen.